Hey guys, welcome back to Ether Raids. My name is Mitsu, and this is day 6. And yeah, we are left with one ladder. Otherwise, we've basically had a perfect week in offense. We have lost a bit on defense, I think 40 lift. We lost another match. It was in lift loss control. And yeah, this is one of those again where not quite sure whether to really consider it seriously or not. Would you usually be able to run this combo? It depends if he runs the Kranya and Azura combo regularly. And it's something that, yeah, I mean, would he? Maybe. Maybe he could run it regularly. So the way it works is they manage to get Kranya up there to kill Roy and then to kill the healing tower in the same turn with the dancers. Now, I hadn't considered this kind of setup before, to be honest. And honestly, like, he's very lucky that he has his bull tower right there. If would it work if he had here? No, if he had it there, it actually wouldn't work, I think. Would it? Oh, it actually might, yeah, because he would be fast enough to double. Would he do enough damage? Probably not, actually. So yeah, I mean, it's basically because his bull tower is there that this works. If it wasn't there, it wouldn't work. So very sort of niche solution. You have to both have Kranya and you have to have the bull tower there. Otherwise, I just don't see it happening. All right. But let me check again. 36. Why 36? Oh, it's because of her buffs. Yeah, actually, yeah. Yeah, he would probably take it. Okay, so that's something to consider. I don't really have a solution against that. Yeah. But it's probably the first time I've seen somebody clear my defense with a Kranya on light. She's not that common in this season. And typically she's run with a Brave Hector, which actually is less of a concern for me because, I mean... Yeah, I mean... Try to snipe the healing tower without then the dance and all of that and keeping all the other units out of the way of Roy and not getting hit by the other side. Oh well, I mean, it's quite clear what happens now. They basically clear the rest. Get Azura up there, and then they clear Celica towards the end, probably with a melee unit. Not so important. Luckily, it wasn't lift loss control. I hope I get lucky again with that. I mean, I've already had more failures than I'm used to, for sure. So it's probably around time to start thinking about how to change my defense. And, yeah. Anything else? Ether Resort? No. I think I have. Let me just check. I'll see it if I have it all here. That looks right. Yeah. Perfect. Everything looks right, so it should be fine. Today is a double up. Anything I need to mention? Don't think so. Might mention it while I play. And let's hope for the best, because we have only one ladder left, and I do want to have ladder on the last day. I see. What is that? Japanese signs? It's never a good sign. Oh. Then again. Couldn't we? I think we could. I'm guessing that's the real bull trap, which would honestly be a bit of a pain. So my idea for how to clear this is bull tower hits, Lyon in. That's basically it. Bull tower hits, Lyon comes in. I'm not so worried about Lyn. He can take her out, basically. Ophelia has big problems against Lyon. She does very little damage, honestly. And beyond that, like, bull tower's there, not worried, and so on. The only question is, how do I actually get there? Because my own bull tower is in the way from smiting, unfortunately. How do I get her there? Healing tower is there, yeah. I guess I can smite from here, so that he moves there, and then I can do that. I mean, he should take out everybody else on retaliation, honestly. Gronraven, not a worry. Yeah, that looks like my main strategy, honestly. I'll do that. So it is a Lyon time. Once again. I mean, I've been using Lyon a lot this light season, I must admit. And it really shows. He's very effective here, honestly. I mean, in general, in Ether raids, like, despite how much I might make fun of him, he is quite an effective unit.
Keep up.
Good morning. Yes.
I'll lead. I must be careful. Tear them to shreds.
Definitely need to destroy the tactics room. Otherwise, Lyon will not be able to move here and kill Lilina. I do hope he can take her out. He should be able to take her out. I mean, he's going to be panicked, but it doesn't matter because, like... Or is it? Oh, the panic actually might be a problem. Wait a sec. Yeah, I probably should put her next, just so that the panic doesn't hit, because he's in panic range and his HP is too low. So, well, I could have destroyed the pot. Oh well. He's also getting... Oh, shit, he's getting debuffed there. I missed that. And that's not great.
Keep up.
But he should be able to do, like, 4 damage? Come on, right?
Yes.
Please?
Keep up.
Oh, thank God, Lyon.
I will go.
Ready.
Now to buff him up so that he has a bit of survivability. Oh no. Lovely. Yeah, be my guest. Die. Beautiful. Yep, and now it's basically an easy clear from here. I mean, he's going to get taken out. Yeah. I don't want to do that, because Rayson will move in and then kill Lyon, probably. He is fast enough to do a lot of damage.
This way?
So let's do this.
Got it.
And we should be fine. Beautiful. There comes Racing. And we're pretty much done.
Be careful.
That was a beauty. That was a very, very, very nice map. For me, personally. I like that. I really wasn't in the mood for another one like yesterday. So, considering I basically am done for today, I don't want to do a second match. I don't want to repeat the same as yesterday because, remember, we only have one ladder, and I do think I will need that ladder. Advantages for us personally, let's look at actually what we might rematch. So this is how you would consider, if you've lost matches, this is how you consider whether to rematch or not. First of all, look at their lead unit. Okay, so it's a minus speed Camilla. Here's something to note immediately. I have a null C unit that counters colorless, so I'm not too worried about her as an isolated unit. If you don't, she's very dangerous. Let's look at what kind of units they had. Oh, it's this idiot. I actually do want to rematch him because I hate him for what he did. He has +1 air, that means probably more like a lucky pull, or an unlucky pull depending what he went for. An unmerged Thun, an unmerged Nilla. He gave her 4 def, so I'm guessing he took that from... What was it? From Mira? And it's a plus def, so he's just going for the isolate. And he's got def. I mean, why? At that point, you've got more than enough. But chill attack air. I mean, honestly, looks like something I could rematch. Because plus, not even a +10, and then attack res 1? Not even 2? Yeah, this is somebody I'll probably rematch. I'm not afraid of his lead unit, Camilla. I see that he is not even fully merged Orion, and he has a very odd build on him, frankly. I mean, attack res 1. If you have Death Blow, give him Death Blow and the seal. Like, there's no point not to give him Death Blow at that point. And, yeah. So, we would rematch that. That's one match tomorrow. Let's look at this. There is a +1 Sothis at speed with Brazen Attack speed. Now, Sothises actually get manhandled by Ike, honestly. And let's look at their units. It was this guy. So he had a lucky pull, pretty clear. I mean, minus res, he didn't go for more. An unmerged Tethys with a cleaner, that is a very poor build. And a Renea, +1 with triple distant guard. Unmerged, one merge. Looks like a rematch too, honestly. Yeah, that's something I would rematch, and this is the last one. We have a +10 Elliewood, Fury, Lunge, Hardy Bearing, Gale Force. Not fun. Not fun at all. Who could take this? Quite clearly, my Tiki could. My Tiki is very, very bulky. She would, as a matter of fact, survive rather handily. Could she avoid the double? I mean, he gets +7, so he's at 50 speed. But then you have to remember, Tiki gets, what is it? Her speed already is 40. Then her own buff gets her to 44. Then with Peony, she's at 47. So she's actually fast enough to prevent the double. And she also has, if you remember, in her S slot, my Tiki has, I think, what is it? Anyhow, the speed defense one, sturdy stance or whatever it is. Like, they have that speed defense stance, so she gets +4 to her speed even. So even without the Peony buff, she can probably avoid the double, and she has guard built in. So yeah, this is one of those cases where, then again, wait. Chances are there is a Yoon or two there, so he is faster than might seem. He has rally resistance, which makes me think it's a rally trap too. I would consider, depending how the other matches go, I would consider. If I still have a ladder, I might consider this, because I do think, honestly, that my Tiki can take him. And in that case, I can break down their chain, and I should be fine. Yeah. So that's how you consider how to do, whether to do rematches towards the end of the week. This guy probably is higher up in the tiers versus these guys. I'm probably guessing around like maybe 23, 24, maybe 25 even. So they're like around my level currently, but definitely look manageable with the kind of team setups I have. So this is how you would consider it. Maybe some other thoughts about my team. We're only 12, 13 minutes. I pulled a Nagi that's plus attack, so now I have, again, 2 Nagis. One is plus res, one is plus attack. And I'm considering, like, do I actually keep Lyon like, what do I do with her, honestly? Like, do I just keep her for fodder? Do I put her in here as a Bram counter? I'm still considering, because she's honestly quite good, as in her big advantage over Lyon is she has, first of all, the cooldown reduction, and she has special fighter, which means that soul activates immediately with her. And her only main problem is she doesn't have a null C. And you saw today, like, if I didn't have null C, she's not a ranged unit. She has poor mobility. So there are lots of drawbacks to her that I don't have with Lyon, but it might be worth a thought whether to kind of build her up and have her in a setup with Tiki instead, or also. It's something I am considering, and yeah. Also, in general, I think I probably should soonish consider another Vantage play from Young Marth. Young Marth is pretty much my only Vantage play right now on this team. Sometimes I forget it, honestly, because, well, I mean, he's got it in his weapon, so I don't see it, and I forget it, and I almost never have used him as a Vantage unit so far. But, like, maybe, like, I'm pretty close to the close counter, what is it? The close counter manual on the compile options, and maybe like build another CC Vantage unit. I have, as a matter of fact, I can just show it. Now let's do like this. Form raiding party. I do have a bit merged up other Lyon, right? Who is a CC Vantage, who I regret building a bit, honestly, because he's just kind of fallen out of I don't use him much anymore. And I might use him more if I had Spendthrift. Him with Spendthrift would be awesome. I mean, the advantage of Candle Wax, which is basically Fury, is that it just...
I like riddles.
Okay, Leon. It gives him a lot of, well, stats, and it easily gets him into vantage range because he's then damaged as well, and that's quite advantageous. I mean, this Leon reaches a speed of 39, and he's only at +3 and only +5 Dragon Flowers. So he can reach much higher speeds. He can reach like the low 40s, I think. And that's fine. It's a very, very good speed together with Peony, honestly. And on top of that, his attack is quite solid. He'll reach high 50s with all the buffs. And in that way, he's quite effective. But this, nowadays, the problem is that flyer balls are so rare. They are so rare that it's basically not justified to run a team comp with him. And otherwise, he just doesn't do the work sufficiently relative to newer units. Sorry. And yeah, so that's kind of the reason why I don't run him much anymore. Maybe I should in some team comp, but I find that the others give me a more diversified way to play and are applicable or usable against, how to put this, a more diverse cast of defense teams. So I'm happier with my mage team rather than a vantage team with Lyon. And yeah, I mean, you saw like that, like for instance, Mountain Wheats map that I did a mock battle against, right? Without this, I'm not clearing it. So like there are some niche setups where this team is very usable, and I do like to use them. And I mean, this in general is quite good, honestly. I've been using it a lot. I'm not getting rid of them. This is probably my least used team, and the Gale Force team. Like in the Gale Force team, I'm finding it very hard to use effectively. And I think the main reason for that is just that I lack a second peony. If I had a second peony, I wouldn't. But you know, that's like sort of some thoughts. Do I build? Where is she? Right? Do I build her? Do I not build her? Stuff like that. In any case, I think we're pretty well set up. I do think we could reach tier 27 this week, and that would be quite great. I'd be very happy about that. So let's hope for the best for tomorrow. I'll probably upload one mock battle today of Susanoo, and if I get to it, otherwise it's going to be tomorrow morning at some point, or tomorrow afternoon. I do have a long drive ahead of me tomorrow. So yeah, I've been rambling long enough as is, and I will see you guys tomorrow then. Take care.